This Meditainment production is brought to you today by the Samurai Aquatics and Decor Metaventure. Scan that QR code or click that link in the description and dive yourself headfirst into the Samurai Aquatics Discord server to pleasure your peepers on our current and future range of outdoor decor.
The Whine and Cheese show is a Metaverse and NFT discussion and interview series brought to you by Metaverse Ventures Entertainment and host BEN68 and Morecheese. Warning: the information and opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved and contains content not suitable for anyone.
G'day and thanks for listening to or watching the Whine and Cheese in the Metaverses show. I'm BEN68 here with my co-host Morecheese for episode number 70, recording on Friday the 3rd of February for Cheese, which is Saturday the 4th for me.
Today we talked Roblox, Superbowl, and Spatial. And speaking of Spatial, we had Elijah, founder of the Real Node LA, back on to talk about and showcase his NFT art gallery that is linked to Upland. This man is tenacious, Ben.
Absolutely, and I'm going to break tradition here and say get yourselves ready for a super awesome and inspirational episode of...
Is it still the worst show ever? Maybe not.
Second worst.
Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese.
One is a wanker, one's slinging stunts. One's from Australia, one's from the Bronx. Talking about the Metaverse and NFTs. Interviewing all the real crypto G's.
Hello, welcome to the Whine and Cheese in the Metaverse show. This is Morecheese with my co-host BEN68, and we have Mr. Elijah joining us today from the Real Node LA. Hello, Elijah. This is episode 70. I always forget to put that in there. And yeah, I couldn't wait for this. This is really cool. You are the pioneer, the Genesis gallery link person in Upland. Make that sound better, Ben.
I've actually got the last time we talked to Elijah was in May last year, I believe, and I've got a couple of quotes. I went through and had a listen through last night just to get up to speed with where we're at and what we covered. I've got a couple of quotes from Elijah that I'd like to read out, which is kind of set the scene for what we're going to dig into later.
He wouldn't tell me these quotes beforehand.
Yeah, at about the 1 hour, 25 minute mark, Elijah, in regards to the Genesis Week hackathon and that sort of stuff, you said, in quotes, somebody's going to come in and press for different levels of utility, end quote. Somebody is you. You stepped up. You took the baton and ran with it.
Yep, it happened. It happened.
Absolutely.
So
and there was another...
Oh, go ahead. I was just
going to say,
how do you feel about being the first one?
Wow,
because thankful. I know there was somebody racing with you.
Well, I'm thankful, and if I wasn't the first one, I'd have still been thankful. If I'd have been the 5th one or 20th one, I'd have been thankful as long as I could have got my shot to get it in there. So I thank God first, but I'm thankful for the community for backing me on this. A lot of the community was behind me, people like y'all and a whole bunch of other people.
I like how you say thankful. Go on, Ben.
Very humble man. Another quote that was in there is, in quotes, I can do a little bit on the computer, but we'll see how it goes, end quotes. That's awesome. So, yeah, I thought that was really cool to set the scene. So, all right, before we dive into that, however, we're going to do our usual thing where we're just going to jump into a couple of different points to chat about. Now, Cheese and I have been having little side bets on what's going on with the crypto markets at the moment. And I know, Elijah, are you still in finance in real life?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, of course, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research, yada, yada, yada. Cheese reckons we're on a tear here and the bottom is in and it's all, hold on to your butts, we're off to the moon. I reckon we're in sideways choppage still. And I'm expecting a bit more blood in the streets before we rock it off. What do you reckon, Cheese? What's the chart looking?
This is a cup and handle situation. And basically, you're seeing a big cup there. And then that handle, yeah, it's going to dip a little bit, but then it's going to probably go into the 3000s.
So you're thinking it's kind of like this situation over here, where we're going to drop a little bit and then she's rocket time.
Well, that's a Head and Shoulders.
Mm.
Head and Shoulders are good if you get in right after the shoulder dip.
Yep.
And then get out right after the head.
And this is on the weekly chart too. I will say that for people that are listening on the Spotify, this is going to be a very visually heavy episode, this one. So apologies in advance. You're going to miss out on a bit of stuff. I don't know.
But yeah, between May and September, that's a nice cup. And then it goes into a handle and then goes straight up. You could see that there too.
Mm.
Very good. Yeah, true. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
What do you think, Elijah? Do you think we're off to the moon, or what are we doing here?
Hey, I can't give financial advice on that, but I think it's it looks like it's doing something. Let's see how it goes.
Nice. Perfectly ambiguous. Love it. All right. So yes, and we're still well above the 1 trillion market cap, which is good to see. All right, some other major news that I just saw before too is NFL and Roblox are planning the first ever Superbowl concert in the Metaverse. This is going to be pretty huge. So an official NFL Metaverse partnership there with Roblox. And my gosh, has Roblox come a long way since the middle of last year, was it, when we started talking about it, Cheese?
Mm-hmm.
They're into everything.
You know, funny thing about Roblox is that they're preparing the next generation for the metaverse. My son, my youngest one, he knows about object files. He actually calls them object files. And I thought that was the most surprising thing to hear him say. He was like, yeah, we can put the object file. And I said, huh? You mean an OBJ? I said, you mean an OBJ file? And I was like, well, it is an object file, isn't it? So, and they learned all of that from Roblox. So they're kind of getting conditioned for it, which is pretty cool.
I love it. I love taking, like I told before, I love taking money from kids, Ben. So that, like, you get NFTs in there. They spend so much money on Roblox. Oh my God. That's all my niece used to ask me. Oh, can I get Robux? Can I get Robux? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Give her $100. Oh, can I get more? I'm like, you spend $100? What'd you spend that on? Oh, like a few outfits.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
I want some of that money. Give me that money. Give me that child money.
So for the details here, it says that a virtual concert featuring artist Sawiti will premiere on the 10th of February and will air every year until the Super Bowl starts on the 12th of February. The concert will take place within Rhythm City, Warner Music Group's virtual experience in Roblox. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. There's going to be a designated port to allow users between the two Metaverse experiences. So that's the Super NFL Tycoon experience and this concert experience. That's pretty huge, I reckon. Look at this. Roblox has also partnered with Tennis Australia to create a Metaverse experience for this year's Australian Open. Yeah, it's this is going to be crazy, I think, as far as progression through the wider space. You got a big shitty grin on your face, Cheese. What are you scribbling on?
I'm trying to make you guys smile. I put a shitty joke in the comments.
Oh, I'm not looking at chat. Sorry, I'm screening. So yeah, I think that's very cool. And you said the Super Bowl's in your neck of the woods, Cheese.
Yeah,
you might have to get out and pass some referral link flyers.
Ooh, oh my God, that's a good idea. I could do that. I'll have to see about that. Maybe get some MVE shirts made. Get some put out my card, the MVE card.
Well, you'll have to put the call out to Upland to say you're going to be an official spruiker.
Spruiker.
Yes.
When is the Super Bowl?
12th of February, I think it said.
All right. So yeah, there's still time. Let me think about it a little bit more before I reach out. Because I know they said this Jack some stuff to hand out. That'd be cool.
That was for the FIFA stuff, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. I would do it.
All right. And one last thing, which kind of segues over to what Elijah's got going on, is, I can't read the headline. There we go. Web3 hardware startup Spatial Labs raises $10 million. So this is relevant because I believe that's what's behind the Real Node LA's layer 2 experiences, isn't it? That's all Spatial Labs.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely
So,
started out with Hubzilla, Mozilla Hubs, but you know, we upgraded to Spatial.
Cool.
now have a look at this. Spatial Labs, a Web3 startup, has raised 10 million in an early fundraising round led by Blockchain Capital and supported by massive venture partners. Yada yada yada. The venture capital
Jay-Z,
firm
don't
founded
yada
by
yada. You yada
billionaire
yada.
rapper Jay-Z.
There you go.
So that takes them to 14 million. And this is, I kind of glossed over this before when I had a quick skim. The LNQ1 chip created by Spatial Labs is a 13 millimeter microchip that can be sewn or placed into real world clothing. That
What?
is kind of
That is-
freaky. Near field communication technology allows a smartphone to scan each chip, disclosing the object's information, creating a digital replica for wearability in the metaverse. There are
Wow.
numerous options for marketers to contribute information or unique content to a chip's metadata because each physical chip is connected to just an NFT on Polygon. This is kind of crazy.
So wait, I could take a picture of my MVE shirt and wear it inside?
Well, you're going to have a microchip in your shirt that you scan with your phone that can then convert to some kind of...
Yeah, I think you would probably buy the shirt in the store, and then the store will be NFT compliant. So
Yep.
you can wear it, and then it'll have an NFT aspect to it.
Absolutely. Remember, we've been talking about that for ages, Cheese, as far as fashion and that sort of stuff. Like, you know, if you spend your whatever it is, your $400 in your Nike shoes, well, there's going to be a QR code or something that you scan to get those, you know, the digital equivalent.
That's freaking true. Oh my God, that's amazing.
This is cool too. Idris Sandhu, a 25-year-old Ghanaian American entrepreneur, founded Spatial Labs in 2019. So that's pretty cool. There's a lot to touch on there. It goes on about chip utility and that sort of stuff. So yeah, make sure you check out the link in the description and follow up on that. Yeah, it goes into Jay-Z. All sorts of cool stuff. But Spatial Labs.
Are they a public company?
I don't know if they're publicly traded on the stock market yet.
No, I'm not sure either. Don't know, but yeah. Big things in 2023, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to jump out of share screen, and Cheese is going to take over, and in turn, Elijah's going to take over.
All right, Elijah. So let's get into the meat and potatoes.
What up?
We've had you on the show before, but it was a while ago. So I just kind of want to recap on who you are, who are you outside of the metaverse, how did you get into the metaverse, etc.
Okay.
Where's a hot cup of Elijah?
You wanted to ask me the questions, or you just want me to go for it?
Well, tell us who you were like before the metaverse, like what you do, and then how you got introduced to the metaverse. Like I want to go to the beginning.
Okay. Well, I've been in consumer finance for a long time, and working in consumer finance, I came across Bitcoin, and me and one of my coworkers at the time came up with this plan to pretty much crush Bitcoin, and then I kind of faded off of it because of the electricity costs. I kick myself about it a lot, but at the time when you to make your own Bitcoin, it costs the equivalent of Bitcoin in electricity. So if you wanted 1 Bitcoin per hour, you were generating a lot of electricity to get that Bitcoin. And back then it didn't promise to be that Bitcoin to go up, you know, some ridiculous amount of money. So I kind of at the time weighed my pros and cons and let it go. But watching Bitcoin as it changed and watching the NFT space and the metaverse before it was called the metaverse, because I used to think, well, you're going to need somewhere to spend those Bitcoins because that's a digital currency. So I was waiting for the world to come out that the Bitcoin would be used in, because I knew it wasn't going to just be going to Lowe's and spending Bitcoin. I knew it was going to be more of a digital aspect of it. So I was waiting for the worlds to develop around that. And then that's when the term metaverse came out. And I tried out some Quest goggles and then all of that stuff tying together. I said, okay, we're getting ready to build something spectacular.
And now when you got into Upland and you started, like, what made you want to start the Real Node LA?
Well, when I came to Upland, I was looking to start my NFT gallery. I fly drones also, and I wanted to show off my drone photos. So the whole purpose was just to come grab one property for NFT gallery. So we all know the probability of coming to Upland only getting one property. How many people only have one property as an Uplander? So of course, I came in and grabbed a whole host of properties and began to visualize a gallery, but not only a gallery, but then it started off with a gallery that hosted events. Like I wanted to have a gallery, but then I wanted a party. But then I said, no, maybe a gallery and a cafe. So that started to expound out from a gallery to a cafe to a theater to places to stay when people come. It just became wherever I was going to build, I wanted to build a little world in that place. And that's how the Real Node came out. We were minting in LA. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to mint this area and create a YouTube community. So it started off as a YouTubers community, where which was just one attribute about it. And then it just expanded into what you see it as now. And it's still growing. Like you should see what we added today.
Oh, what did you add today?
I went to the Real Node neighborhood and put in the framework for the university. So we're going to have the Real Node University, and the Real University is going to be pretty cool. It's going to include Upland 101, which is Upland Basics. It's going to include treasure hunting, advanced treasure hunting, Blender, and another class. I can't remember the name of the class, but there's a total of 4 subjects that we're going to start off with. So I put in the facility for it, and it looks great.
You're getting a lot of traction. I always see whenever I go into the gallery, I always see people there. And actually, I'm going to share screen. I'm going to show people how to get into there from the map in Upland.
And I'll just say too, like when Cheese and I first started talking about getting you back on once all the news broke, I said to Cheese, it'd be great to get Elijah on, because when we first spoke to you, you were talking about setting up to showcase your own movies, the Ithaca Run racetrack and that sort of stuff. You were talking about a lot of the stuff that's now being made public, and like he was talking about all of that stuff way back then. So yeah. This is the result of that. But now imagine what he's building now that hasn't been talked about yet. So I think that university idea and all of that's really cool.
That is really cool.
Is that the news that you were going to drop the other day?
Well, the other day, we dropped the fact that we have the Real Node Neighbors Full Circle program.
Yes. Yeah.
And so the Full Circle program just allows the community to come set up their spatial shot on one of the streets in the Real Node. And in that way, it could be more immersive for everybody.
Awesome.
Now, you have to have a home address in the Real Node LA to be a neighbor, right?
Right. You have to. There are certain requirements. One is you have to set your primary residence to your structure. You have to have a structure in the Real Node, and you have to set your primary residence. And there's a couple of small rules after that, but those are the largest ones. The other ones are, much smaller than that. But what that does, and we could visit that today, it gives you an opportunity to claim one of these buildings that we're going to walk past today. And you can see Grizzly was the first neighbor yesterday to join the plan. And we have a couple of people building their structures now so they can jump on board.
Do you know what I like about this? You're in LA, right? I'm in the Bronx. Let's say Ben and I started a spatial thing where we have our UDU thing, and we have one in San Francisco, and I have in the Bronx a link. And from my gallery, I'll have like education, Upland education, and then a link to a portal to the Real Node LA, where they can go from the Bronx. They don't have to be in LA. They could go from the Bronx and be able to access you and the university and learn. Like, so let's say a new player starts in Queens and they're like, oh, I don't have enough money to fly all the way to the West Coast, but I would really like to check this out. Maybe they don't know you can get there outside of Upland, but it'll be like more activity to it. Like, and then
yeah,
like,
they'd be able to experience the West Coast, from that way. It's almost like a portal, subsurface portal to get to different places within the community, and it still reflects each community.
oh, so wait, hold on a second. If that's a possibility, that would be free travel.
And for certain events, it would be, not for every event. So it wouldn't.
So we would have to keep it closed until an event.
Right, like depending on if you're having a layer 2 event, it's free travel to the layer 2 event.
All right.
So if they're having something, if we're having an event, race car event in the theater, in the Real Node Theater, then yep, you can portal on in, however you would need to get there, and that wouldn't be a hassle getting there. But as far as your block explore, that's going to be limited to the constraints of real life, where you have to jump on an airplane, and drive and stuff like that.
Yeah, in quotes, real life. Now, the last time we spoke to you last time, you were primarily focused around the core within the El Sereno neighborhood, and you did mention that you were slowly going to expand. With this new system, it seems like you've expanded to basically the entire neighborhood. Like, if somebody was to come on board and put their primary residence anywhere in that neighborhood, it would still qualify. Is that correct?
Yes, the entire El Sereno is home to the Real Node LA, and El Sereno is one of the largest, larger neighborhoods. So, but yep, that entire neighborhood is the node.
That's awesome. Yeah. Look at this right here. This is a racetrack, right?
Yes, that's the racetrack goes down Budau, and it makes a right-hand turn on that side street right there. But that green property
right here,
is right. Yep, that's right at the intersection. See that there's a street right across the street from that property.
Oh, look at cheese. I'm going to save all my Apex. I'm going to save all my Apex.
I'm still above 600,000, I tell you.
Yes. How much was that property? I didn't even see that one today.
40. Oh, 40.
40. No, you're right. It was 40.
It was 40 something, yeah.
Yeah. And there's one right here for 79.
I did check last night. There is still, I looked at the non-FSAs. There's still like over 700 non-FSAs in El Sereno. So there's plenty of opportunities for people to get involved.
Yeah.
Yep. It looks like we're almost at 90% minted out. So you're talking 90% minted is pretty good.
Yeah. And for the non-FSAs, I think the floor was about 13K, something like that. So it's still very, very, very reasonable at this stage. So yeah, that's awesome.
So now how do we get there? So go to LA, go to El Sereno, and then go to the purple icon.
Purple dot, yeah.
Purple dot. Mr. Wizard is.
You need to hide other explorers, mate.
Take me to the application. Now I already have this open, but what this does is when you press it, if you don't already have an account, it'll bring you to an area where you can make your account, which is free, and you get to style your avatar.
Where have I gone? I've died.
You died. Oh, there you go. Wait, hold on. It always takes me a little bit of time to look at that face. Only a face of mother. Wine and cheese. Wine and cheese.
All right, don't get too squirreled.
Man, that looks just like you, man.
Thanks.
Spatial has to take a bow, man. They outdid themselves on this one.
Right. Now the way we're hopefully gonna set this up is
fight me. Hold on.
Elijah's going to take us on a tour. Like, how long have you been working? Or maybe we'll go back. When did you discover Spatial as a platform that you could build on?
Not really long ago. Because like I said, we had a real node gallery before our first version, and it was done through Hub's Mozilla, which is a more complicated version of Spatial. Spatial is a simplified version of it, it feels like, but it was much more complicated. You know, putting stuff on a wall and scaling the NFT and all of that. It wasn't as easy as Spatial. So I've been doing Spatial for about a few months, not too long.
Ben, I have a question for you. Remember that article we did a while ago where it says you can create your metaverse by just like putting stuff into a room? Do you remember the name of that?
No, I don't remember. It was like a drag and drop thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember.
They're making it even easier.
Yeah, and look at him go. And yeah, that's what we need for mainstream adoption. It needs to be that, basically, as we said at the start, it needs to be that kids can basically set this up and make their own space as well. So you guys are going crazy.
Come on upstairs.
Well, cool.
Let's go upstairs.
Right.
Let me show you some stuff upstairs.
Beat your cheese, haha. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck.
You wanker.
Oh my gosh.
Are you on a phone or on a computer? Are you on a phone?
On a laptop.
I'm on my shitty old laptop. So
remember, if you ever use this on the phone, turn your phone sideways and it opens up jump controls. But as you can see, the second floor is dedicated to NFT art. So not just my art, but the community's art. I don't charge the neighbors of El Sereno to put their NFTs on the wall. But what I want to do is showcase that El Sereno has some of the best talent out there. So if you know, we have node members that make NFTs, I'll put out a monthly call for them to bring their NFTs to the metaverse, you know, and we'll put it on this second floor. You can see Bagley has his over here. Bagley, you know, makes some nice NFTs. So this is one of the better ones, one of my favorite ones of Bagley that I liked. That he made, which is pretty nice.
AI art.
Y'all cold. All right.
You know how long it took me to do this right here?
Hold on, let's go to this you're talking about. This is my absolute favorite right here. This right here, I tell people that don't know about the metaverse all the time about Cheese's her pixel art, because it's kind of like that old that Nintendo look, that old Atari pixelated look to it, but she actually took the time to make this stuff look real. So it's just it's a crazy talent. So I definitely hope you keep it going.
And the really cool thing about this setup is that there's a bubble there, basically a portal to jump straight on over to Nefty or Wax, or I would assume there's going to be the same thing for OpenSea, and that where you can just, like, if you like that piece of art that's on the wall, well, you can very easily go over and, you know, buy it yourself
for $1.88, 25 wax.
So no, that's very cool.
All right, come on, let's go downstairs. Let me take you to the we're gonna go to the theater, and then we're gonna go to the portal room.
Oh, I fell off.
You can jump off, it's cool.
Ben, I thought you did you steal my edibles? Look at your face.
I'll meet y'all in the theater.
All right. Oh, you gotta jump in, yes. All right.
Oh, this is a song that's in my head. Oops.
How do I jump in?
You can't stand too close to it.
Am I supposed to be clicking on it?
And you know you can pause it. If you're ever in here and a video is playing, you just walk right up there and pause it. There's a pause button right there. Right in the middle.
Yeah, now this is what you talked about way early on, was being able to, you know, showcase your own movies and movies from the community and that sort of thing. So that seems to have been the seed that kind of helped kick all of this off.
I don't see the pause.
It's right in the middle. Look, use your mouse to touch the center of the screen and see if a pause button comes up. Is it gonna let you click it? maybe it doesn't give control because I can see it on mine.
Oh, maybe it's only for you.
Yeah, it might only be for me. I didn't know that. But I can give access to it at that. But yeah, we have if you look up here, this car, what I like about this car is that it was from Upland.
Ooh.
So this is the real car from Upland, the actual series 1 that they use. So kind of making it a kind of a collectible there. But that's the item.
That's nice.
All right, let's
I haven't
go
seen
back.
this here. This is new.
Yeah, the one of my son. That's my son. That's my 18-year-old son.
Nice.
He made that, so I wanted to feature him in the gallery.
Before we leave the theater, can you speak to, like, I see there's cushions here. Is there a way that you, like, are you going to be able to potentially, I'm not sure about the monetization of this, but like, could people like have access to a specific seat, or how does this system
Well,
work?
you can I can ticket this room if I so chose to, meaning I can charge for access into the room. And I guess it would be a first come, first serve when you get here, but there is a way to monetize the door.
Wow.
So that it costs money to get in.
Yeah,
And that's
really
for future stuff. It's not really and you just double tap on wherever you want to sit and you just sit right there.
You know what I
Ah,
would love
there you
to
go.
see? I'm gonna put this out there. And anybody could do it if they want to. I would love to see a talent show where people come, like, showcase. They have like about 5 minutes and they showcase all their work within that 5 minutes, whether it's Blender, whether it's art, whether it's painting or drawing, etc. And I would pay about 25,000 UPEX to visit that, and then it could go to, like, 75% of the proceeds go to charity, the other 25% go into building up your gallery. But
so you mean somebody who wanted to do that would send like an MP4 to Elijah and then he'd queue it up to play? Yeah, that's cool. I thought you meant like you got to stand down here in the front and do the dance controls and put on a show. Like,
no, no, it would be on the screen. It would be something that was put together by the community and Elijah, and 5 minutes each person gets to kind of showcase their stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
That does sound interesting. That sounds cool. All right, y'all, let's jump into the portal room. I put an access point to the portal room in here, so we don't need to go back to the gallery. We can go straight to the portal room.
Oh, yep.
So meet y'all in there.
Oh, where did I go?
We're so old. Stop acting like an old man, Ben. Like, oh,
it's not me. It's my shitty laptop.
All right, so literally 12 o'clock behind us. Obviously, this whole room is full of portals. That'll be connecting all throughout El Sereno and eventually branching throughout Upland. But we're gonna secure the whole El Sereno first. Once El Sereno is secured, then you'll see the outer branches. But one of my favorite places in this room is the newest portal, which would be to the community neighborhood. And that's what we were kind of talking about earlier, our full circle program. So you'll see the level of immersion just is going to just continuously increase.
Yeah.
So if y'all can, let's jump over to the neighborhood. Let's just jump over there.
I'm still trying to get into the portal room.
Oh,
you're
not in the portal room? Let's wait for Ben. Let's wait for Ben to get here.
Might be waiting a while, so skip ahead. It's fine. I'll catch up.
It's loading.
What is it saying? Is it like loading?
Yeah.
Sometimes if you refresh the screen while it's loading, it'll give it a kick.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna see an explosion in Ben's little window.
That's so good. Jump in, I'll catch up.
Okay. All right, we're gonna jump straight to the. Come on, Cheese. Let's go to the portal room.
All right,
we're over to the neighborhood. You know how to get there?
This one will over here, like 3.
Yep, there it is.
Right. All right.
That's it.
Now I was able to find this low key, and I totally crashed your party in the Upland Daily when you were talking. Nobody knows about this room, and I'm there like running up behind him.
Yeah, I
ready to
remember
jack
that.
him.
That is
So
funny.
this is Grizzly's house. He's learning how to use spatial, but he created his own little spatial house. Let's go in there and check out Grizzly, man, since he was our first one to come around here.
Now, which
Oh,
one
one
do
of the,
I press? The left
no, not his Upland one. You
or
actually, the
right?
Upland one will take you to the Upland property, so you
All
can
right.
verify him. But let's go to his actual inside of the home, which would be by the front door.
That is so awesome. Oh, this is so cool. I want to be here. Like, yeah, I got my
Ain't this
Now,
nice?
a lot of the furniture and that, it's just all drag and drop, is it? Or do you have to purchase these items? Or how does that work as far as decking these spaces out?
Well, so they do have some free drag and droppables, but you can also buy it or you can import it from the internet. So we're in the internet now where 3D objects are everywhere, not just on any one site like a JPEG image. Imagine how
Yeah.
many sites hold JPEG images.
Elijah, would
Hey.
you be willing if when we create a Samurai Aquatic store to have one in your neighborhood for people to come and see, shop around and choose for their house, and we could give discounts on like if you're in El Sereno neighborhood, a home address there.
We got a lot of things we can work out, and that sounds good too. I want you to also read the full circle program too. So we have the full circle is for you individually, but we have the like Droopy, Droopy Designs.
Yeah,
He's working. He's making his way because he wants to have his designs as one of these scenarios. So we have pathways for businesses, Metaverses, as well as just Uplanders themselves.
Is he doing indoor or outdoor?
He's doing Droopy Designs is doing logo designs and stuff.
Oh, all right. Yeah, because we would
This
be
kind of
taking
opens
the
it up.
outdoor. Go ahead, Ben.
Well, it opens up to anything. Like at the moment, Upland with the outdoor decor program, there's severe bottlenecks on being involved in that program officially, and then there's severe bottlenecks if you're in the program on manufacturing. But this opens it up to anybody who's into 3D design. As Cheese and I have been saying, if this is something you want to do, don't wait for things to be handed to you on a plate. You got to go out of your way to build these kind of experiences and look for opportunities like this. And this seems like a perfect opportunity.
Like you can't expect it to be handed to you.
Yeah.
You can't say, why don't I have a Metaventure? Well, did you apply? No. Like, I mean, that's exaggerated example, but like Upland is the place you go to create the next level, right? It's decentralized. Yep. Like this is how, like networking, this is how you kind of make your money off of Upland, off of like yourself or off of other people's ideas. You just kind of like build onto it, and that's what community like stop separating yourself from other Uplanders. If you actually want an opportunity to make something of yourself in Upland, you're gonna have to get out of your boxes and stop throwing hissy fits, in my opinion.
well said.
Now we've seen this with the information that Upland released about the the species system, where they're trying to make it so any sort of living thing, animals or whatever, is cross comparable between different metaverses. I wonder how we're going to go here. Like if you were to create some kind of indoor furniture, I wonder how you're going to go with scaling for that. Like if you put it in Roblox, it's X big, but then if you put it over to Spatial, it's like bigger than your house or something. It's going to be interesting to see how that can all be controlled.
Actually, I'm working on. I was dealing with university today, trying to build a university for the real node, and I was getting a 3D object and scaling it like you were saying. But even within the scaling, so once I scaled it to where I could walk up the steps in the building, then I couldn't fit through the doors. So the design of the structure was kind of faulty. But what made it cool, I really wanted it, is that it was a Minecraft world. So it was built. It seems like there's some way to import Minecraft worlds here. which is on a whole nother level.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
If you open a portal up to that, that's going to be immense. Absolutely.
So it was a Minecraft university. Well, it looks so cool. I mean, it was perfectly Minecraft, but my avatar didn't fit through the door right. And when I
You need to
scaled it up,
contort yourself.
if I scaled it up large to where I could fit through the doors, then I couldn't walk up the steps right, where I had to jump up each step instead of just pressing forward.
Yeah.
So it, so back to the drawing board with that, but it's definitely in the works. Let's go back out to the community so I could show you a couple things.
Oh wait, look, I'm gonna do a Tom Cruise.
Oh, I'm waiting outside.
Yeah, I'm outside too.
Yes.
All right.
It kind of speaks to the point that like this is very new, so there are going to be challenges and that sort of thing. But as I said before, I can't imagine the hours and time and effort and work you've put in.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
All right, come on, let's walk up this way. We can walk up to this end.
Walk this way.
Actually, if you press the up and shift button, you run. See?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's how I beat Ben up the stairs. Plus, he got caught.
Sneaky turd.
So as you can see, this is the real nodes gallery. This is actually the actual gallery. So but this is just the outside view, but it is the actual 3D object that the gallery is formed from, that when you go in there, kind of keeping it accurate. So when you actually take the portal, that just takes you back to the main gallery. But from the main gallery, you can actually see this portal. So when she goes in there, there's an exit. If she turns back around, if you see there should be an exit right back out. You see it? And you can see some of the street from that exit.
Yeah, right there, right?
Yeah, so you can. And I wanted to show y'all the last thing over in this area, which was the upcoming university.
All right, let me get back in there.
Yeah, I just appeared in the building there for a second. So there are some kind of clunky aspects to it, but as I said, it's very much a new kind of system.
All right, come on this way.
Oh,
all right, he's running down the street.
You can also double click.
The teleport. All right, so this is the university, y'all, and this will be how you get to it. It'll have a portal right on the front. If you walk through, you're gonna fall off the world right now. But as it stands, this is where it's going to be. You'll be able to enter in, and when you go in, you'll be able to see, if you have a new person in Upland, they're like, how do you sing? You're like, just go to the university, and you can send them right on over, and they can learn the basics instead of you exhausting yourself saying the same things a lot. So if you could have it on repeat and have it readily available, and they could kind of get brought up to speed like the Matrix, then Did you try to run and jump off the cliff? Oh, you did run.
I went inside.
Cheese is all about that.
Woo!
It takes you back far though, all the way to the spawn point.
I could just
right by my house.
I can just double click. I like that double click. That's nice.
So that university is going to have already has the physical locations on the Upland map already purchased and ready to be, ready to get that purple dot. So that's the type of interconnectivity I'm talking, where if you go in one building, you come out of another building. But if you go in one building, you come out, you come out in the layer one.
Now, that's one thing that we haven't touched on is, like, you have these purple dots on the map. As Cheese said, you're the first person to be able to link these two kind of worlds together. How were you able to achieve that? I would assume you're part of the UDN, the Upland Developers Network. Can you speak to that process at all?
Ooh.
Yep, I joined the Upland Developers Network when early on, when they first gave the opportunity, kind of just to sit back and watch. And and there's so many different projects in there. All what I got out of that was, you need to pick what you want to do as an individual and then go for that, because everybody else is only asking questions about, they're asking more or less cryptic questions about their own project. So even the questions they're asking about their project, but it's in such a don't want to reveal, do not disclose sort of way. You kind of got to formulate your own, what you want to do. And it's true. I mean, there's a lot of, people will borrow your idea in a minute, and we all inspire each other. So that's understandable too. So
That's
it's
a polite
understandable.
way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yes.
it's understandable why somebody would kind of keep things under wraps. So I joined the Upland Developers Network early on, and just watched it as it grew, and just looked for wiggle room to get in, and started, going through that whole what is it called? The sandbox is another Upland world. That's the sandbox, is a red version of Upland where you can go in there, you get unlimited money, and you could go in there and do whatever you want to get your feet wet for the layer 2. So they give you all the unlimited resources to figure out what you need to do. So you'll see a lot of actually abandoned projects in there. You can click, you'll see abandoned purple dots all throughout the sandbox, and I just kind of stuck with it, prayed a lot, and hopes that it, and just step with my best foot forward. And we were able to get it going on. I had some help from people along the way, and even other UDN members giving up help.
That's awesome.
Along the way.
Yeah. And once you got your system, to a point that you thought it was ready, what was the process then?
I had to go into the developers portal, the Upland developers portal, and first I had to go through the sandbox Upland developers portal, which is a practice way to get your app approved. So I had to get my app approved through the sandbox developers portal, and then I had to submit my app through the developers portal, and then reach out to the developers to make sure that mine met the standards.
That's awesome. Yes. And is this something that took weeks, months? We know that oftentimes with these sort of things, you're dealing with multiple teams and multiple checkpoints that need to be ticked off.
It took quite some time. I'm not going to front. Hopefully me going through it will help them, be able to just expedite it a little bit faster in the future. But I guess it's all new grounds we kind of breaking through, and they don't have a lot of people to help out the development network. Not a lot of developers compared to how many people want to develop.
And
so
that's something that everybody needs to take that on board too. And we're in the exact same situation with the outdoor decor stuff. It's I think you're right where it's true. You're part of the, well, you're not part of the early adopter. You're the first person in the space. So yeah, you're right. A lot of the stuff that you do, a lot of the challenges that you have, and the communication that goes on between you and the Upland team will most certainly smoothen out the process for the people that will come on to follow, for sure. I don't know. Where's Cheese at? You're very quiet, Cheese. What's going on?
I'm listening. I'm learning. That's something that's really interesting to me, is the whole process of how to get involved. And so basically you applied to be in the developers network, and then from there you just do your thing. And then was it a long process to get approved, or how long did you have to wait?
Well, there's approval on different at every phase. So I guess you mean the final approval?
Like going up to the from beginning to end, how long did it take you to get this up and going? In regards to approval processing.
Look, if I can go back on my earliest text message.
Yeah, I was going to say, for an example, we got accepted into the outdoor decor in February 2021 or something. And then it was 18 months later before it kind of really kicked off, and then 20 months before we were actually manufacturing. So,
all right. So back in November of 2022, which was not that long ago, is when I really kicked in the full gear with trying to get my layer 2 published. But I didn't have Spatial back then. I had Mozilla Hubs. So I had a whole nother gallery. It took so long that my gallery has changed, meaning I came in initially with a whole nother type of gallery, was trying to get approval. And then while waiting for that first gallery to get approved, I'm like, hey, this will be better. And then did a whole nother type of gallery.
And I
while
remember your
still
old
waiting.
gallery.
You remember it, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was able
Yeah,
to
me
put
too.
stuff on the wall back then.
Now
Yep.
that takes a lot of fortitude and like I don't know what the word to describe that is, but to be able to say, okay, I've put all of this work in and I have this ready to go, but there's this other thing, and to just put that on the back burner and then dive in and pretty much, I would imagine you learn a lot of lessons in that early one. You said it was a much more complex process, but
Oh,
just
yeah.
to be able to just say, no, this looks better, I'm just going to dive in and go all for this. That's
Tenacious.
tenacious. That's the word. Yeah.
And Ben,
that
the same thing
speaks.
happened to you. Because remember, you had to scrap all of your stuff because you had
Oh,
a
that's right.
gazebo, you had the whole thing together. Like you
Well,
basically had to start from scratch.
my
You had-
original business plan that was approved was for in-ground pools and garden ponds, and then 18 months later they said you can't do pools and ponds. Yeah. So similar sort of thing, I suppose. Yeah.
And that
Tenacious. Yeah,
happens in
that's right.
Upland. Like you can plan for something and they'll
Yep.
tell you you cannot do it, and you have to be able to reroute. You have to be able to recalculate and keep it moving.
Yeah. Yeah, not chuck all your toys out the pram and spit the dummy and then go into the FUD machine. Yeah, you gotta
like I don't understand
say,
when he speaks this different language.
I say to Cheese all the time, we just got to work with the information and the tools that we have available at the time. We don't know if it's going to pan out in the future, but we just play with the hand that we're dealt.
Adapt and evolve.
Adapt and evolve. Yeah. Be persistent. Be tenacious. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, that's very cool.
I love it.
All right. Well, that's how about I know you're involved with the Ithaca Run stuff, and I believe you're also dabbling with different racing experiences as part of all this. Can you give us a heads up on what's going on with that?
Sure. We have 2 racetracks over in the Real Node LA. One is like you said, the Ithaca Run race course, 1.7 mile, 1.2 mile track. But then we have the Real Node Tour. The Real Node Tour is an 8.1 mile race. This thing tours the whole, it tours the heart of El Sereno, which is pretty much the from the north to the center to the south. And it tours the whole El Sereno. Is an amazing drift run. But these 2 tracks are sanctioned by the Upland Racing League, which is ran by Dak and crew. So, and I'm on the ranking board with the Upland Racing League. So we plan on having a preseason racing events coming up in the future, and we're having preliminary racing events, which are the racing events leading up to the preseason. So we have that almost every Saturday. We're not having it this Saturday, but we have it almost every Saturday where you bring out your Upland car and we race for legendary and exclusive NFTs.
That's very cool.
Let me know next time if you do stuff like that and you want it on like a wide scale. You send me a DM, send me what you want to put, and I'll announce it in the announcements in MBE.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's fun. I mean, we go there, we listen to music in between the races. So, you get in your car together and setting up the races while you got Kaiser and Friendlands in there dancing. It's just, it's a good experience. Recon and them being there, just Crypto Dragon. It gets fun. It's a fun experience.
Now, go ahead, Ben.
Oh, just on that racing, like the last time we spoke to you, I remember you mentioned, I forget whose name it was. Was it OG or OJ?
Yeah.
Was setting up to he was putting his houses backwards within the layer 1 upland so that you could potentially sit on your balcony to watch the races and that sort of stuff. Is that still in play, or has these layer 2 experiences moved beyond that? Is layer 1 still, like what we do in layer 1, is that still kind of heavily influencing how the races, like you just mentioned there, is going to play out, or is it separate?
Yeah, we're still speculating it. That was OG. He was one of the first people to build a backwards house purposely, strictly for racing, based off of our speculations and such.
Yeah.
But we Upland said you'd be able to watch the races from your balcony, have different viewpoints. So it only made sense to have the house built backwards, and I think that's still to this day. Even your ornaments and stuff will show up in the race. So layer 1 is vital to layer 2 racing, and it's vital to the marketing, to a lot of things.
That's awesome.
So I was gonna say you motivated other people to kind of go in and create their own galleries, which hopefully one day can, all be linked together. I know Vatican House, Coach Funk showed me his gallery, and he has all like the seed head art on the wall, which is really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And his gallery is different. Like it's kind of like a museum, not a museum. It's weird. It's got a different format, but it's a nice way to kind of very easily just go into something and check it out. And I don't know. Yeah, it's like just going somewhere but staying at home.
Well, I think the point you made at the start there is that, we had, this, if you didn't have your finger on the pulse at all, like if you didn't know what Elijah was cooking in the background, we've been privy to some of it, so we knew he was working on something. But if you just saw this come out the blue, it has been a bit of a catalyst for a lot of people in the community to say, hang on a minute, wait, what's going on here? And then now I see there's tons and tons and tons of people diving into the whole spatial system and playing around with it and trying to set things up. And even we're trying to set up some kind of gallery with the Samurai Aquatics decor, so to be a simple experience where you can go in and check it out and that sort of stuff. So,
and I always make sure I tell them that, Elijah was the first. Like I got a message from Blueprint X, and he's like, oh, look at this. This is like the startup. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. You did a great job. I'm like, so yeah, I noticed more people are getting on the Elijah wagon.
He's far too humble, I think, Cheese.
I'm not.
I think we all inspire each other. We all. Yeah. I think we'd be surprised how we all inspire each other to do something better.
Yeah, absolutely. So no, I think it's great. I think it's really good that it shows people the potential. Like there's been a lot of talk in the community about maybe this, maybe that. We have seen there's other projects playing around with different experiences, but this is actually, it's in the game, it's ready to go. You can very easily jump between the two. No, I think it's fantastic. Now we've seen the hints, well, not seen the hint, we've seen what you're working on with the university. Is there anything else that's cooking around in your brain, like stretch goals that, can we get any sneaky peeky vibes on where this might all be headed?
Stretch dolls. What's
stretch goals?
Stretch goals.
Not stretch goals.
I was thinking of that wrestler toy back in the day. You stretch them out. All right, I'm sorry.
Stretch goals.
Stretch goals.
So one of the first goals is to scale El Sereno, is to pretty much conquer that whole area and pretty much build it up and get it ready. And then from there, have you ever seen a picture of a node? That when you look at a diagram of a node, the diagram. Now I know Ben coined the term node, and looking at a image of a node, you'll see that it looks like a virus, or not even a virus, but it spreads. It kind of looks like the coronavirus. I'm gonna keep it totally real with you, but it spreads. So it has a strong core and foundation, and then there's reaching out arms, and then they create other center points. So with that being said, we spread all across the map, pretty much in every city. So you're going to see the real node popping up everywhere, and just the accessibility of it, and then the amount of people that are going to be in these places is going to be it's going to be fun. That's my biggest thing. Is we need to be able to have some fun too. Yeah. And if you can make money and have fun at the same time, you're winning. So trying to make this thing as fun as possible, the money will come, and that's how we're going to do it.
Absolutely. I agree. Hey, you see, I'm always on the freaking pulse when it comes to making money. I'm like, hey, can we put a Samurai Aquatic store in there? Yep. Put like fireworks coming out of the building, neon lights. People are gonna start complaining, like in that Seinfeld episode where the neon lights from that restaurant was coming through the window. I squirrel. I'm sorry.
Hey, it's cool. Look, I want to say this though. I really like Spatial. But about 3 months ago, I really loved Mozilla Hubs. So with that being said, um, they're introducing 3D environments. That's what we just call them, 3D environments. 3D environments are getting bigger and better. So we're not fully committed to spatial. I like spatial a lot. And if they grow, then we'll grow with them. But we're also exploring other options. Upland kind of told us to look into Unity. So I'm looking into Unity and stuff like that as far as layer 2. So I'm trying to learn how to really use Unity, connecting Google Maps through it and stuff like that. It's technical as can be, but if it will give us a better experience and I have the capacity and the aptitude to do it, then I'm gonna reach for it.
Yeah.
So we may have something better than spatial in a year. You never know.
Well, maybe even sooner. I'm gonna have to find that article and show it to you, because it was a type of spatial program where it really like makes things like you could take a picture of your furniture and actually just bring it right in there. Something
Yeah,
like that.
I'm looking for something just like that on the Unreal Engine level, Matrix level. Looking for almost a Matrix GTA style world that I can build and formulate like spatial.
That'd
I
be
want that
cool.
same spatial control, but with the GTA graphics and control movements.
That'd be
And
cool.
and so we got that now for spatial, kinda in a sense. But think this space is gonna be growing and changing, y'all. We just scratching at the surface. I have, quite a bit of property in El Sereno to build up, but when it's built, it's going to be quite an experience. Like you'll go there and have an experience, and you might not make it out of El Sereno for hours, because it's just going to be so much to do. And by the time you're done, you're like, all right, let me get out of this metaverse altogether. And
And
really,
then
you
like
go ahead.
advertising, like the longer people are there, the more
Mhm.
like you could have advertised, people could walk in with advertisements on their clothes and make money, like
You mean like this?
you like that, or like Nike or Coca-Cola, like the possibilities are endless for
Absolutely.
everybody can make money. You just have to
Yeah.
think about it. You have to think outside of the box, not what can Upland do for me, but how can I use Upland to make my brand.
Yes, Upland is a platform. So just like any platform in the real world, you build on them. Whether it's a stage platform or any kind of platform is designed to be built upon. Um, and that's what Upland is something for you to build on digitally.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I'm just gonna go back to this because it's taken me this
Look
long to get ready.
at
And
that
while you
beautiful
pulling that up,
design.
you were right though about advertising stuff. Like we have advertising space in the Real Nodes gallery, so you'll see on some of the walls there's like a advertise ads in the Real Node gallery for like some of SA has a NFT X NFT project that they're working on, and he has a decor store, so you'll see some of his advertisements up in there,
Yeah. And like
which is pretty cool.
you could, and then like let's say you get a comedy, right? That's Taiji, right? Let's say he rents out your place to do a comedy show, and he's doing his comedy show. Let's say he has a Nike cap on, so he's getting money from his comedy show, plus he's getting money for how many people are there viewing. Let's say he has a Nike hat on.
Yeah.
Like there's it's endless possibilities.
Well,
Or
I heard
like,
you would say Taiji too, because Taiji has a comedy club in the Real Node
yeah,
LA. So
yeah.
his comedy club in the Real Node LA is gonna get built up. Best believe. I was just thinking about that today.
We hustlers,
Yeah.
man. You got to do that. You can't be spending your time renting free property in your head for stuff that you don't like. These fudders Upland is living rent free in their head. Like seriously, get a freaking life and do something. Create. Don't just sit there and think it needs to be handed to you. You're amazing. You're impressive. I'm so impressed by you, Elijah.
Oh, thank you. You are amazing, and impressive as well. And one thing I noticed about Upland is so many people here. Not everybody's here is going to be a creator. Not everybody's here is going to be a meta venturer or a business owner. Some people really just here to play, and that's fine. You know what I mean? Some people are not here be the big time owner. They're here to be the big time player conqueror. You know, some people are just strong gamers and they're looking for that gamer aspect to conquer, not really ownership aspect. So I look at Upland like the mall that hasn't opened yet. Like we're getting all the stores ready in the mall,
Yes.
and
That's a good way.
all
That's a good quote.
some of the shops owners buy stuff from each other, but the mall hasn't opened up yet.
Dude,
So
you need to tweet that.
That's
Upland
a
is
good
the mall that
analogy.
hasn't opened yet. That's an amazing
Yeah.
quote that you just came out with, man.
Well, maybe we'll
Dude.
be, when we review this show in, you know, another 12 months or something, that'll be one of the quotes we look at.
I got a challenge. I got a challenge for this episode for Whine and Cheese. Tweet Upland is the mall that hasn't opened yet, and then at Morecheese and at Elijah
and
at
hashtag
Upland
in there somewhere. What are you going to do? Hashtag not open yet or something?
Hashtag soon.
Yeah, well, we do know that it's still very early. There's been no mainstream traction to date. So, yeah, I think that's a fantastic analogy. Yeah, and I just pulled this up just to go back to what you're saying as node maps. Like we reconfigured our node map for the UDU, and, you know, it describes exactly what you're saying, where it's all branching out from central structures and this, that, and the other thing. So,
yep.
Very good.
I'm actually writing this challenge down.
You might have to redo it on the back end so we know, but yeah.
All right.
Yes, so that's cool, man. Once again, I just think what you're doing is incredibly impressive, and I admire, as she said, the tenacity and, you know, especially people that are just willing to adapt, evolve, and, you know, lead the way. Basically, I think it's really cool, and I can't wait to see what's going to come out next. I think this is just the beginning. Whether it be other people then pick up the ball and take it even further, and then you do so yourself, or maybe another platform, as you said, might come on board. Yeah, I think we're still very early in the space, and I think there's a lot of very, very cool stuff to come.
Absolutely.
Maybe one last thing that I've got is, have you said you mentioned that you played around with, was it Oculus headset or something like that? Is that
funny
something?
You said that. Look, it's funny you said that.
Look at that.
I got my Unreal.
There you go.
There we go.
I'm so jealous.
Because we talked about those when we had Elijah on. That was one of the articles we touched on. So
yep, I got this idea
cool.
straight from the Whine and Cheese show. This is
look at that plug in the back,
and then it connects right to your phone.
And they look freaking cool.
You go into my Layer 2 gallery, right? Turn your phone sideways. You are in the gallery. When I tell you you're in the gallery, you in it, and it just looks good. You're looking around, and it's much more immersive. So yeah.
Very dapper.
How much better is that than a full-on headset with a battery pack on the back button?
Oh man, this is next level stuff right here. These can actually travel with you, and they turn into, this is the augmented reality, but it turns into VR when you just put this. Like if you don't want the light to pass through, then it kind of seals off the whole room to everything, and then you're actually in it. But
that's crazy.
Yep. So those are my choice for now. I think I may switch. I may not upgrade, but also add on either HTC Vive XR Elites or the new Oculus Quest Pro. So one of those two, since they're on the same line of each other. But as far as casual virtual reality AR, I like these Unreal Air glasses.
Man,
so that's what they're
have
called?
Your finger on the pulse.
That's what they're called, Unreal.
And the letter N, and then Real, and then Air. They're on Amazon, very highly rated. And if you have the extra money, I definitely recommend. I don't recommend it if you don't have, if it'll hurt you or break the bank or anything. But see how it even comes in this protective case, and you can kind of drop them or anything. Just take them with you.
Do you know if there's prescription option as well? Like Cheese and I are half blind.
Yes, so they have prescription options. I think either A, it fits over your glasses, or there's a connector that you connect your glasses into, a prescription type of thing. So you have to read it, but it definitely works for people with glasses. I saw it. I don't wear glasses, but I did see commentary about it.
Amazing.
Nice.
That is cool.
Oh,
I was just going to say, imagine where that, especially the AR side of things. Like we've seen a couple of these different things with Apple glasses and that, where the AR aspect is just looks incredible. What's coming?
Yeah.
So,
the AR, you don't even need to use the AR aspect on these Unreals. You can. They do have the AR aspect, but what's better for me is that the phone, it can mirror your phone right in your eyes, and it can either be a small square here, there, or literally smack in your face.
Wow.
And think about the different apps you have on your phone. So one example would be like Google Maps is the most basic one. So Google Maps, you could literally have a small HUD, a map HUD, like you're playing Grand Theft Auto in your face for real. So you set the directions and stuff, but you'd have your map. So if you're on your bike or something and you're riding on the bike, you could, you're wearing them like sunglasses, but you can actually see where you are via the map at a glance.
It reminds me of that meme, whatever it was, 20 years ago, your mum said, don't sit so close to the TV, you'll get square eyes. And then now we've got the TVs basically plastered right on our faces.
That weirds me out a little bit, but I try not to wear them too long. But I've worn them for quite a while sometimes.
And you haven't had any like motion sickness or after effects?
No, the funny thing is, I feel like you can see 3D with these, right? They have where if you were looking in Upland with these glasses, Upland is going to look a little bit different. And one example is your Block Explorer. Your Block Explorer is not flush on the ground; it's actually floating in the air, and it's not a flat object. So you can see the depth and dimension of the Block Explorer with these glasses, and it basically makes you aware that the Block Explorer is not this flat object and it's not on the ground. You can see the shadow around the curvature around the base of the Block Explorer. So once you start noticing that some things aren't as flat as they seem, it's almost like you see it in real life now. Like some things you begin to notice them that they're not flush. It's almost like it trains your eyes to see in 3D objects.
That's incredible. So imagine that's going to add a completely different layer of awesomeness to things like, if Portage Park, they won the Christmas thing and we had a tour through Portage Park with all of the buildings and the ornaments and that's going to be next level.
Yeah, man, just the whole, too many things to explain in that one. That one is like you can get hours thinking about things. Like they have a camera. You can download a camera app on your phone that'll give you what looks like infrared predator style vision.
Wow, so, cool.
So imagine seeing that through your Unreal glasses. So you're holding your camera to your chest, but you can actually see the real world in this predator style colors, and it differentiates colors in the world. It makes you notice different things.
Wow.
With the glasses on. So it's just fun to play with if you're a techie.
I want to buy them.
That'd be next level hide and seek using your thermal vision glasses.
It seemed like a little red sliver. I'm like,
One other thing, I ain't gonna hold you up with this one, but remember that car I showed you in the theater, in the Real Node Theater? So that's an object file. So I actually played with that car in real VR. So real AR. So I took that object file and expanded it in this room I'm in now. So it's actually in here somewhere. I'd have to put on the glasses to find it. But if I put on the glasses and pulled up that app, I'd be able to see where the car is. I just left it there.
Imagine like hoarders, like a new form of hoarders. You have all these like docks in your house, like just you have the
decor and stuff,
the dead cat, the dead digital cat underneath.
Oh my! I'm telling you, it's going to what I see, and I started preparing for it. Is that there'll be common glasses, like it'll be normal for people to have glasses, whatever platform you're using. But when you put on these glasses, it shows you the convergence. So the digital world and the real world at the same time, mixed reality, XR.
Yeah.
So in XR, augmented reality, people own property. Like I have augmented reality property that's mapped to the real world that is a part of the Mochaverse and the OMA 3 Alliance through Superworld's app. But that's augmented reality, where when you're wearing these glasses, you can advertise in the real world type of stuff. So you'd be able to see portals, advertisements and stuff like that for people that's walking around with those type of glasses on.
That's so cool. I love that.
It's kind of creepy too. It goes back to what's that movie where if you have the right glasses or something, you could see Obey. No,
Obey.
It was like
They live.
They live. That's the
yeah.
Rowdy Piper was in that.
That's kind of creepy.
I've been on a hunt for those glasses forever.
That's awesome. So did you click the buy button, Cheese? How much did they set you back?
Oh no. I want to talk to Elijah, make sure it's the right one, and they have these two versions. So I'm gonna. I always do my research. Oh,
single
digit thousands, multiple digit thousands.
They should be $379.
Yeah, $379.
379.
Mm-hmm.
That's very reasonable. Holy
Look at him,
moly.
he's like, I'm gonna buy some. Well,
I'll have to sell some more Upland stuff.
The point I was trying to make like 15 minutes ago while Ben was talking was I was gonna say if somebody sees this episode and they're like, I don't want to do this myself, but I want to be involved somehow, like I would contact Elijah and just work out an advertisement thing. Like I see you making someday a living off of this, Elijah. Like this could be your job. You're 24, not your 24/7,
9 to 5.
9 to 5, yeah. And
that'd be a blessing if I could make money off of something I enjoy doing. That'd be fun.
You will, because I already want, like, Samurai Aquatics already wants to pay you to put our stuff there. You know, like people, they don't like I said before. There's so many ways to make money in this thing, just by networking and making friends and being friendly. You know, you got to put yourself out there in a positive way, and you have to want to help as well as be helped. Like play it forward sort of thing. You can't just get something for nothing or expect things. Put yourself out there, contact Elijah, you know, see what kind of options there are. Like I would definitely work on an advertisement tier pricing thing and get some advice on it. Like don't undersell yourself. You're the pioneer, you're the genesis of this space, of this world. So yeah, I see great things for you and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate that 100%. Thank you.
Absolutely. That might wrap us up, I think, Cheese. I don't think it gets much better than that.
Yeah, right? Wow. Let's see. Where is this? Stay Fresh cheese bags.
Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk Whine and Cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Talk Whine and Cheese, motherfucker. Go ahead, get your pinky up. Go ahead, get your pinky up. You let fire samurai ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off your drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. You let fire samurai ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife. Flying through the sky, you let fire samurai ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Cheese in the house, get off the drive. Hit you with the hairbrush, hit you with the knife. You let fire samurai ride on the dingo, flying through the sky. Hit you with the knife. Flying through the sky. Time for Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese. Whine and Cheese. Time for Whine and Cheese.
Are you looking for some of that quality outdoor decor? But you got no freaking idea where to go? Oh, come on over to Samurai Aquatics and Decor for all your outdoor decor needs. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do ya? Yeah, just delete that. I'm still not ready, sorry. Got yourself an empty plot of boring virtual real estate in the Metaverse, do ya? Or maybe some kind of crappy ramshackle building that, I don't know, needs a bit of extra spunk to it or something. And stop mucking about and get yourself over to Samurai Aquatics Discord to see all our available stock. We've got loads of different decor to spend your pretend money on. We've got saunas to fire you up and ice baths to chew you the fudge out. Literally stock coming out of our ears. Grills, swings, seating and more. So much more. And if we don't got it, give us a buzz and we could probably make it. Get yourself on over to Samurai Aquatics at 30 Aqua Vista Way in Midtown Terrace, San Francisco, lickety split, and gorge yourself on outdoor decor.